This is one of the greatest days in human history because LEGO One Piece has been leaked. 5 LEGO sets will be releasing during the summer of 2025. Now, I've wanted this to be a thing since I was a kid, as LEGO and One Piece are two of my favorite things in the universe, and I'm so glad it's finally happening. The leak states that there will be 5 sets, and that they'll be based on the One Piece Netflix live-action show specifically. Obviously, I'd probably rather have sets based on the manga itself and be able to build things based on the current events in the story, but sets based on the live-action are definitely the next best thing. The set's prices and piece counts have been leaked, but that's about it, so I think it'd be fun to attempt to guess what the 5 sets could be based on very limited knowledge. The first set will be $30, and I have a few guesses as to what it could be. I could see the goal of this set being to have a fairly cheap and recognizable set for people who have watched the live action, so my guess would be something like the Shellstown base or an Orangetown/Buggy Circus type of deal. I think that either makes sense as they're both in the first 2 episodes of the show and could include enticing minifigures other than the Straw Hats. If it's based on the Shellstown Marine base, it could include Kobe, Helmeppo, Axan Morgan, Luffy, Zoro, Nami. Any combination of like 3 or 4 of those would be nice. But I honestly think it'd be more likely to have the $30 set based on Buggy's Circus, as Buggy is simply a really iconic character to the whole One Piece franchise. And I could see LEGO liking the idea of making a circus set with bright colors and whatnot. Now, for the $50 set, I have some vastly different ideas. On one hand, I could see this being a somewhat small and affordable Going Merry set featuring all of the Straw Hats, but on the other hand, I think this might be too small of a price point to be giving people the Going Merry. So a potential other option could be somewhat of a combo featuring all 5 of the Straw Hats from Season 1 as brickheads. I think this is somewhat likely, as it would make sense to essentially price each Straw Hat brickhead at $10 and to sell a pack of 5 of them for $50. And now onto the $80 price point for the third set. I think this one is actually pretty hard to guess at, as it's right in the middle, but it's still $80, which is definitely pretty expensive. And I kind of like the idea of making this a Baratier set that features elements of the restaurant itself, Luffy and Don Krieg's fight, and the Zoro vs. Mihawk duel. LEGO could create various exclusive minifigs and pieces for this set like Mihawk, Zeph, Krieg, and Jin. I think a set like this could be worth $80 based on the size that it could potentially be. Now, for the $100 set, and kind of the biggest quote-unquote normal set. I think this one is pretty easy, as once I saw $100 and One Piece set, I started thinking back to all of the Ninjago Temple sets at around this price point, and once I got into that headspace, I realized this will definitely be Arlong Park. It's basically the perfect size to make the Arlong Park Tower, along with some other things on the side like the pool, maybe a Tangerine Grove, or Belmir's house. The set could have various Fishman minifigures, definitely Arlong and Karubi, maybe Nojiko, Genzo, Belmir, and honestly it would be pretty cool if we got a dual molded Nami hairpiece with Luffy's straw hat on. Though I'm definitely not expecting that. And now onto the big one. The 5th set is a bit of a mystery as of these initial leaks, as it doesn't really have a price point leaked, but it does have a piece count, and it is said to have around 3,000 pieces. Some sources I've seen have had it placed around 3,400, and some have been much closer to 3,000. Either way, we can attempt to guess the price range based on the piece count, as LEGO has an average price to piece ratio of about 100 pieces for $10. Now, oftentimes, LEGO themes that are attached to a separate license, such as Star Wars, Disney, Mario, etc., are more expensive than the average price per piece, as LEGO has to pay extra to make sets based on franchises that they don't own. However, the One Piece sets are actually priced pretty well for their piece counts, so honestly, I'd assume that this set will be priced somewhere between $300 and $350 in the United States. Also, this set is supposedly considered 18+, so it's for adults. Now, whether or not there's any particular reason for that, or if it's just because it's expensive and has a lot of parts, is yet to be seen. Now, what could this set be? Well, I think it's fairly likely that this could be a very big and impressive version of the Going Merry, especially if I was wrong about the $50 set and the Going Merry is not actually going to be that one. This set would be super cool and probably size accurate when compared to the minifigures. Now, there is a potential opportunity for this to not be the Going Merry, in which case I have a few options. I could see this being some kind of combination of Luffy's hometown Windmill Village, potentially including Shanks' Red Force as a side build, as putting an exclusive Shanks figure in an expensive set like this is totally something that LEGO would do. But maybe this set is considered 18+ as it's kind of meant to be separate from the other 4 sets, and it will instead be based on the One Piece manga, in which case what would be a better option than Big Stein Castle, which is quite literally made of LEGO. And if Oda knew that this collab was coming, what if he basically put one of the future sets into the manga? Well, I find that incredibly unlikely, but it would be pretty hilarious and yet another top tier instance of foreshadowing from Oda. Thanks to everyone for watching the video. I'm expecting great things from the LEGO One Piece line, and I would love to see some manga and anime based sets, brickheads, and collectible minifigure series. Honestly, anything that I can get from LEGO and One Piece in the future. And I'd love to hear your predictions about the 5 upcoming One Piece sets in the comments below.